Hello friends, we're launching Diary of a Forest Monk. If you've been on our channel, you've been maybe hearing me talk about this a little bit, and obviously I'm pretty excited about this book. This one is very different than our other ones. That's going to be kind of the rule with our books, I'm afraid. Our one after this is going to be a genuine fiction, as in young adult fiction, but this one is branching off from the nonfiction, which we've done in the past. We did a memoir, then we did nonfiction, Becoming Dungeon Master. Now, this one is fiction, but with a twist. And what this book does is it takes you into ReWild University, into our Forest Monk program. For over a decade, we ran this amazing program. We had students from all over the world that came and lived in the woods. And this was a really powerful experience for a lot of reasons, and not something that is really seen or is that available in today's world. I know there's a couple other schools out there. There's one that I know of that does an immersion-based thing, but they do it under a lot of rules and context, trying to create a very certain culture. And there's another one where you go and you stay for a long time, but you're not staying out in the woods. You're staying somewhere nearby and coming in for classes. I don't know, maybe there's other ones out there I haven't heard of. But this Forest Monk program was unique in that people lived out in the woods. There was a lot of freedom of choice and experience. And so it became an exploration into self in a way that I'm not sure can happen if we are under a very rule-bound context. Now, when I say this is fiction, what I mean is that what I've done is I've taken experiences from a number of the forest monks that attended ReWild University. And I changed names, I changed circumstances, but I tried to hold to the heart of a lot of these experiences. And using that, what I try to do is bring you as a reader into that experience of being there out in the woods. The mental challenges that people went through, the doubts, the frustrations, the victories, all these things that made up this incredible experience. And I did it in a diary format. So you're just jumping in on day one and you go all the way to the end of the 4 months in this case, and get to experience every day along with the main character. You know, one thing that the forest monks did is there was a collective journal that was kept that I still have it, filled with recipes, how we played various of the games and exercises out in the woods, all kinds of tips and tricks. And so I tried to take a lot of that experience, that collected experience, and to pepper it into the book. So not only are you getting to vicariously experience that 4 months in the woods, but get to learn some skills and some practical and fun things along the way. So I've done a trailer for this video. With no further ado.
In a land of towering pines, wolves, and secret lakes, people leave behind the trappings of society to become forest monks, delving deep into meditation, martial arts, tracking, foraging, and the skills of our ancient ancestors. Diary of a Forest Monk is the story of one such person. In this book, I've woven together an account that, although it's fiction, is pulled from the experiences of the forest monks who attended ReWild University. From being chased by bears, suffering through Lyme disease, finding peace with mosquitoes, and discovering their inner wisdom, the extraordinary adventures of the forest monks have been blended thoughtfully together to give the reader a rare glimpse into what happens when modern humans venture into the wild. For everyone who has ever dreamed of escaping into the wilderness to find themselves, Diary of a Forest Monk brings you along for 4 months of adventure, learning, facing fears, and discovering who you really are. In the book, you'll find recipes, poems, insights, and tutorials on many of the activities and games we played at ReWild University. Come along for the adventure of a lifetime, not just into the wilds that are out in the forests, but the wilds that are hidden inside each of us.
And of course, I would be super honored to have any of you purchase this book, read it, leave reviews. Super important to make this work for us as we move into authorhood, and enrich yourself from it. I think this one is powerful because it takes you into this experience that is so different than how we see our civilized world. I kind of wish every single person in the world could take a period of time, even if just a month, and essentially live wild. It is so life-changing, so paradigm-shifting, that I think it's an essential part of this life experience. I'd urge you, if you have some way to do that, to take a period of time. And I mean leaving technology behind and living super, super simply. Simple diet, or very little structure. Just you and nature. If you can't do that, this book ideally will give you some elements of that experience. So check it out. There's a print book. There's an audiobook available on all kinds of different places, from Barnes & Noble to Kobo, etc., etc. And let me know how you enjoy the book. I, of course, really want to hear from you. So much love to you all. Thank you for watching. I hope you get tons out of this book. It was super fun to write, and there's a lot of treasure in there. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, talk with you in the comments.
Just have to share this little vision. Coming up, the sun is behind these blackberry leaves and some shadow play, really beautiful. And tell me if you recognize another edible species or two in that frame.